I Can Only Imagine is now playing. Joanne?
Well, Sharon, I am out here on the Fox 5 weather deck, and there's definitely spring in the air. It feels a lot better out here. And so, you know, this is the time of year where things are starting to green up. You're looking at your lawn. Maybe there's some weeds out there. This is the time that we need to be talking about spring lawn care. So we have Kara Zeigler here from Pike Nurseries this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, checking in with the experts on some things that we need to know as we're going through the next few weeks. So we actually have some pictures that we've gotten for people on what's going on with their lawns, some common issues, and we want you to address some of these things for us. So I think we'll just take a look at the first picture here. Tell us what's going on here.
Okay, so this is a nice big lawn, but it has a lot of weeds in it. So the first thing you want to do is you want to kill all those weeds. So I would use a product like Weed Beater, kill everything. That will not hurt the grass, but it will kill all the weeds in it. Then you would need to identify what kind of sun you have and what kind of grass you have.
Right, because you got to replace everything that you just killed weed-wise.
That's exactly right. So if this is fescue, fescue is a more shade-tolerant grass. It's green all the time.
Okay.
It's a cool season grass. It's very easy to come up from seed. You can seed it or sod it, but super easy from seed.
Okay.
If you want a warm season grass, you can go with zoysia or Bermuda. So zoysia is a nice, fine, thick grass. I would recommend starting that in April. Bermuda you can do anytime. Both of those I would do from sod instead of seed because it takes a really long time for both of those to come up from seed.
I'm assuming you just need to be prepared to water it a lot when you first put it on.
When you first plant it, that's very important.
All right, so not quite the time to do zoysia, but we're getting very close.
Yes, perfect time for fescue though.
All right, excellent. All right, so that's what we need to be thinking about in terms of weeds. Let's take a look at the next photo here, and a landscape here. Let's see. Yeah. I'm sharing my opinion on that one. What's going on, Kara?
That actually has a lot of potential. So I look at that and I have a couple of really good ideas for that right there. It looks like there's some roses. So your roses will actually start to bloom soon, and that gives you a good base. It's on a hill, which is probably difficult to plant and take care of. So I would terrace that, which is basically stair stepping it, and I would plant ground cover roses, creeping rosemary if you have full sun, something like that that's low growing. If you have shade, maybe you'd want to do pachysandra.
Okay, well, and you mentioned the rose bushes there that aren't really blooming yet, so you almost have to be able to look ahead at what this is going to look like once everything comes together.
Yes,
and plan accordingly.
exactly.
Okay, so it has a lot of potential.
A lot of potential.
Just need the advice on what to do.
Yes.
All right, thank you. And let's see, we've got one more here. Moss, you know, I've got a lot of this in my backyard. What are some things that we can do about this?
Well, that's a common problem because moss likes the exact opposite that grass likes. Moss likes it very wet, very shady, and likes really compacted clay soils. So if you have moss, I would use a product to kill it, like Moss Out. That'll kill your moss. I would till it and, you know, put in some soil conditioner to increase, you know, the texture and not be so compacted. And then if you've got moss, you probably have a partially shady yard, and I would do fescue. I would probably overseed that with fescue once you've killed the moss and tilled it and put some soil amendment in it.
Okay, great. Some excellent tips. And just like we had pictures here, I'm assuming if people want to come to the experts at Pike Nurseries, they can address any of the problems they might be having with you in the stores.
Yes, bring your questions. Pictures are always helpful. And come on in, there's always someone at our stores that can help you.
I bet this will be a busy weekend. Spring weather tends to do that, right?
Sure will.
All right, thanks, Kara.
Thank you.
Sharon?
Some great tips there. Thanks, Joanne. Well, next, Pet of the Day. Stick around for that.